Hello, YouTube! Welcome in, welcome in. We are hanging out with the Moist Critical again. This actually just came up as I was opening up my my stream today. The amazing digital circus situation is crazy. Now, I do know I have been watching Digital Circus on my own time. It started coming out around the same time I was starting to do streaming, so I didn't jump on the bandwagon with it, but I have been a very adamant viewer of the series. However, during this entire situation, Gooseworks has been getting a lot of shit. Specifically because they said that the main characters are Jax and Pomni. And a lot of people took offense to that about how Ragatha or Kinger weren't mentioned in that, which they can be your favorite characters, but if the main characters, according to the creator, is saying a specific thing, you have to be like, oh, okay, fair enough. So we'll have to see what happens here. I'm curious what Charlie is about to say, so let's see what happens.
5 a.m. I've been trying to sleep for a couple hours, and it's been an
I've been to bed around that point.
Unsuccessful endeavor, so decided I'd come over here and start blabbering about something that I still find to be pretty wacky.
Mm-hmm.
The amazing digital circus drama that's been stirring and bubbling over. And honestly, I wouldn't even be surprised if this bout of insomnia ties back into that. Maybe there's a ne'er-do-well in the amazing digital circus fandom that's kidnapped the Sandman, preventing him from paying me a visit and making me tired.
For a little bit of extra context, the drama has been getting so bad for Gooseworks that when people ask, how are you going to continue the series once the, how are you going to, add more to it after this first season? Gooseworks has pretty much said, yeah, I don't think I want to touch Amazing Digital Circus ever again after this. That's how bad some of the fans have become. That's why I always say, unless you're really into it and you have your own little niche fandom, don't get uber involved with a lot of fandoms, because all fandoms become highly toxic very quick.
If so, dubious. Well played. But what if I told you that tongue Sahur's pregnant?
Huh?
Pussy. Now, being fully open and honest here, cheeks fully spread, I am not the biggest fan of the Amazing Digital Circus. I understand why people like it so much. Mm-hmm. I get it. It's just not my cup of tea. It's not my favorite glitch production. Now, I know that sounds like blasphemy.
It is. Get him! Get the pitchforks! Beat him up! No, I'm kidding. No. It's not. It's a personal. It's a personal preference. Everyone's allowed to have those personal preferences. Understand that, people. Not everyone has to like the things, and if they don't like the thing you like, guess what? That's more for you. Okay? That's all there is to it. People are allowed to, not like something as much. It's fine.
I wasn't aware of just how rabid the fandom was until I learned about this. I still don't believe it's as aggressively toxic as a lot of people paint it as, but
fandoms are all aggressively toxic, but it's always the loud minority that screws it up for everybody. Always a loud minority, because they don't shut the hell up. And they will just keep on hammering and attacking and doing all the things that they need to, and what they end up doing is they end up ruining the thing that they care the most about. Every time.
I'm starting to see why it has a bit of a bad reputation. AOL has an article. That's great. AOL, America Online, has got a nice little write-up about it. Why did that happen? Why does that keep happening? Unfortunately, leaked footage of the entire film and its Brazilian dub have emerged online the past few days. The finale to the web series has faced controversy for not having a simultaneous release in theaters and on YouTube and Netflix, though this timed release schedule is crucial for bringing fans who would normally watch the series on the internet into seats at the cinema. Responds to the leaks on Blue Sky, writing, I haven't seen what the leaks even are, but I'm going to guess probably not. And since deleted posts where she replies, who cares? The animator later apologized on the platform, stating, I know people are upset with my response, which is fine, but I kind of just wanted to make a cartoon, and it ended up being way more trouble than it's worth. Oh, man. Not a fan of what the fan base has become, it sounds like. Admits that she can't keep my heart in this thing anymore, and it's gotten too much bigger than me, and I probably shouldn't be the figurehead of it. That's sad.
That's really sad.
The entire episode got uploaded on Reddit 3 days ago. Yeah. Everything leaks now. That's just the way it goes, unfortunately. I don't see what's wrong with her response. Who cares?
Yeah.
I don't see what...
It's out. What are you going to do? Just release it. That's how it is. You can't scrub it. Once it's on the internet, it's out. So, what are you going to do? Just make it happen, I guess.
What's so bad about that? I don't know why people be upset. Happens.
People are upset because that means that she doesn't care, which means that they're upset that that she doesn't care about the things that they love and appreciate way too terribly much. Like, people get so parasocial about this sort of shit. It's ridiculous.
It was out of her control. All she can do now is just be like, all right, there it is. From what I understand, that's the whole thing. So it leaked online, which people were upset about, but a not small number of people weren't upset about, like, the leakers doing it. They were upset at the creator for her attitude around it, which that boggles my noodle, because her attitude, I think, is fine. To just be like, okay, you know what? Who cares?
Yeah. Honestly, that's probably the best way you can have attitude you can have. There's a lot of people that would crash out about that. Be like, what? Somebody leaked the entire... Oh my god, that's going... Oh my god, I'm so mad. I hate everything. And then they just flip out on the entire fan base. They flip out on their workers. They storm out and do really shitty things. But no, the best thing to do is be like, well, it's out now. Yes, that happened. That shit. And you just release what was released. So at least you're going to be able to get the proper viewers. What else are you going to do, right?
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube now. Like, I think that's far more respectable than had she just, flipped the table over and started fee-fi-fo-fumming around all upset and angry about it. Like, I really don't see why that would be, like, a controversy.
I think it's because a lot of people who are terminally online have the mentality of, like, a toddler. And when they see somebody that actually, like, approaches things with maturity and, understanding, or, don't just throw a temper tantrum for no fucking reason, they don't have anything to attack because they were like, shit, they were being reasonable. Well, we gotta be mad. We gotta be up in arms. We gotta have something to fight against. Like, no, you don't. No, you don't. Be upset that the thing was spoiled, but, like, you don't have to be upset at anyone except for the circumstances, really. Leakers are going to leak. It's just how this world works. There's tons of situations where movies have leaked months before they were supposed to be released in theaters. And, like, just happens. And it's unfortunate. But you can't put anyone on blast for it. It's just going to make things worse.
Controversial stance from her. Maybe it was the next part where it seems like she's pretty tired of the fan base that her work has accumulated. And I feel like she's totally fine to have that perspective, especially considering that her biggest work has now leaked and she's getting attacked for it by the fan base. Fucking piranhas eating her alive over something she has no control over and probably isn't super thrilled about, considering it is a direct impact on her and her work. As sports fans, maybe I need to be Baker acted. Perhaps what I'm about to say is just a little wacky, but
I feel like it's well that she was able to create something people would be rabid for. That's awesome. But when they turn around and attack her for it, yeah, it's weird. They're convinced she got pissed at it, like they would. But to be honest, if you release something that's popular, it's kind of out of your hands. It's true. Why freak out about something you can't control? Exactly that. This kind of reminds me of the VAs for the Avatar movie calling out the leakers. Yeah. Well, that's a whole other bit of annoyances that happen. Like, we're in a situation where a bunch of games and movies and all that have come out, have been ridiculously unpopular, right? And people are now expecting those people to, because it's happened so much, they come out and they start, like, flipping shit and giving the viewers and the consumers so much shit saying you're uncultured, you're terrible people, blah blah blah, you're this and that and this and that. This is coming from the creators, the people making a product for these viewers to enjoy. But because they're not enjoying it, suddenly they're spoiled little brats that hate you and are terrible people. That's not how that works. Like I said earlier, people are allowed to like things. People are allowed to not like things. You can't control that. So when this happens and Gooseworks is just like, look guys, I don't care anymore. I really don't. It's out of my hands. What do you want from me? I'm just tired of this entire thing because people, because once again, people, this isn't the first time Gooseworks has been attacked for something stupid. And yeah, when you get attacked constantly, you're just going to check out. Because why do you want to be in a situation that's going to be causing you pain constantly? Unless you like it, and I'm pretty sure that's what a lot of people online like to do. Part of the reason why, even though I like the original plan for Blue Sky, I don't like what it's become. It's just an echo chamber of bullshit. Just the same as what Twitter is.
To me, it seems totally understandable why she feels the way she does about it and like wanting to move on from it going forward. Dolan Darkus made a video on it. Is there more to it than just this? Let me see. This is wow. There's a long slop from Dolan. A 3-minute slopperoo?
Oh my god, guys, we're reacting to Charlie reacting to...
Well, okay, so how does it go so deep? I don't understand. Enlighten me, Dolan.
Live. The amazing digital circus situation is getting out of hand. If you aren't caught up, basically the final episode is coming out soon and is meant to come to cinemas. Well, somehow the episode ended up leaking early online in a Brazilian dub, and when the creator of the show, Gooseworks, was told about this, they initially said the leaks probably weren't real, and then when they were told they were definitely real, they said, who cares? This, of course, caused a meltdown amongst the fanbase, with a lot of people saying she deserved to have it leak, and she shouldn't be acting this way about a show that she created.
What do you mean? Acting... She deserved to have it leaked? Why? Because she doesn't care that it happened? Because it happened? And it's out of their control? What are you talking about?
I love that. You shouldn't be acting this way about the thing I like that you made. I know better than you know.
Uh-huh.
Bro, it's her fucking show, man. Again, I see no problem with her just reacting that way. It was out of her control. The shit leaked. I think it's a lot better than, raising up arms like, all right, guys, we gotta go over fucking war. It's scorched earth time. I can't believe it. Fuck everyone. We're coming for scalps now.
Yeah, everything has to be scorched earth. It's getting so tiresome to see every single time. Like, me as an enjoyer of stupid drama on the internet, like, I just like watching stupid drama and laughing at the people who are, taking it so freaking seriously for no goddamn reason. It's still stupid to keep on seeing because, like, they're getting all up in arms over the stupidest things. This is the equivalent of, like, Jimmy won't stop poking me. He keeps poking me in the shoulder. I don't like it. Oh, now he's putting his foot in my space. I don't like it. It's bad. You need to do something about Jimmy being me. Like, stop it. Shut the hell up. You're not 4 years old. Or at least I hope not if you're, in these kind of spaces.
I think that's much better and much more respectable. To me, that is handling it with grace. Just like, okay, you know what? Is what it is, I guess. I don't see the problem.
Other tweets saying things like, Gooseworks is racist, into incest, a bad writer, and overall...
And there it is. They're racist, into incest, a bad writer, and overall a corny and insufferable person. Once again, these words have no meaning anymore because every person that doesn't share your opinion is suddenly a racist, pedophile, terrible person. Yeah, it sounds like jealous talk. That's exactly what it is. They're just throwing random labels that sound bad on people, and it's making things worse for no reason. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that.
a corny and insufferable person, I couldn't care less about the show leaking. Now, she did end up deleting her response and made a follow-up response saying, I know people are upset with my response, which is fine, but I kind of just wanted to make a cartoon, and it's ended up being way more trouble than it's worth.
I think people got so attached to this cartoon mainly because, like, it tackles a lot of things that people, like, fight with constantly today. Identity. Amazing Digital Circus is very much about identity, like, who, and all that, and a lot of people are constantly fighting about that, when at some points you just need to start caring a little bit less about who or what you are, and caring more about who or what you want to be, and following that. But people are attached to these types of, like, deep philosophical type stories that have so much, like, character and plot and so many, like, moving cogs with so many likable characters, and I don't know, man. Then they just get too rabid and crazy.
I really just can't keep my heart in this thing anymore. It's gotten too much bigger than me, and I probably shouldn't be the figurehead of it. It's also worth noting that the Amazing Digital Circus fanbase is probably one of the worst fan bases on the internet right now.
Okay, Dolan, let's not get carried away. I don't know too much about, like, the fan base for it, to be honest, but that's baloney. I'm going to tell you right now, there ain't no way.
Yeah, no, they're all bad. In my personal opinion, all intense fan bases are bad. They all are. They're all just doing the same bullshit over and over and over and over and over again.
That's true. No, there's no way. Oh, nope. I'm shutting that shit down.
Tell me who you think is what fan base you think is the worst one on the internet. I'm curious what everyone will think.
There is no shot.
Is probably the reason Gooseworks no longer seems to care that much about the show. One tweet with 50,000 likes saying, the Amazing Digital Circus got leaked, and instead of getting mad at the leakers, we're mad at Gooseworks. One with 60,000 likes saying Goose's apathy is 1,000% justified. They did everything they could to prevent this, got harassed non-stop.
So these are very popular. It seems like the sentiment is like, hey, I think she's in the right for just expressing that.
Yeah,
I think it's fine. So is it just like it seems like it's a small piece that's mad at her for just being like, who cares? How naive I was. It's not that small of a piece.
It's not that small, no.
I decided to do a little bit of looking around. A lot of people in the community there for the Amazing Digital Circus were livid. And I mean, like, actually steaming. There was already, like, drama around this because it going to theaters already made people upset, believing that it should have continued to stay free on YouTube because all the other episodes were, and by going to theaters, they were now being, excommunicado from experiencing the finale unless they paid.
They're just mad that they had to now pay for the end result, which kind of understood, but at the same time, that's a big deal that they were able to make this little web series have like a fucking movie basically for the end result. That is amazing. Like Markiplier had to do that. It also has a manga. Jesus, it's got everything. Yeah, that's crazy that they were able to do that. The people following this should have been so freaking proud that their IP that they love so much got a goddamn movie, essentially, or got into theaters at least. I'm not sure what that specifically got, but they should have been so happy. But no, they were mad that they had to leave their computer for fucking half an hour to go see it.
Money, or maybe their theater wasn't showing it. And I yapped about that a little bit when it was going on. I can't remember how long it's in theaters for prior to going free to YouTube, but it is going to end up free on YouTube. It's just finishing it with a big spectacle is something they believed was worthwhile, especially considering they have done...
Yeah, so what are you even bitching about? You're not watching a second one because it's in the theater. You don't want to support your creator because it's going into because they're putting into the theater. They sold out. Stop that bullshit. Of course they sold out. You need to pay the bills. Look at that. Look at that show. It is massive. Like it is a production masterpiece. It is so good. And they have good voice actors. They have great animation, great character design, great story. Support them. And if you don't want to support them, wait for a few minutes and let it come out on YouTube. Watch it there. Support them that way.
Mini episodes completely for free on YouTube. And this is a good way for them to try and make some money back on what is undoubtedly a pretty expensive production for them. So I think it makes sense. I think the exclusivity in theaters was kind of long, which was one of the big complaints. I don't remember how long. But anyway, there was already like a lot of drama around it for that. So when this happened, a lot of people were saying that this is karma. This is justifiable revenge. She deserves it for putting it in theaters, that kind of thing. Which I'm going to speculate she probably wasn't the one that would.
No, it was probably Glitch, and they were like, "This is our biggest and pretty much our flagship series. We want to send it out with a bang. Would you be okay with us putting it into theaters?" Gooseworks, I don't fucking care, man. I just wanted to make a funny cartoon.
is trying to lobby for it in theaters. I think that decision was also probably out of her hands, but that's just me having a hunch. You know, that's just speculation. But anyway, the point I'm making is it is not a small number of people that are expressing their anger about basically everything in regards to the finale to the Amazing Digital Circus. It's a pretty rowdy, pretty sizable bunch for a myriad of different reasons. Now, I don't know anything about the creator, so like all the stuff that they were saying about them personally, I have no fucking clue about any of that. All I know is what's.
I should also mention, I don't know them personally either. I know very little about Gooseworks. I just know like the hearsay and the dramas that have been popping up every now and then, and certain situations. That's about it. I'm just one of those little bystanders, and now I'm just being a little bit more vocal about my bystanding.
Available in regards to like the theater stuff when that was going on, and now this with like the leaks and how she responded to it. And I'll scream it from the mountaintops. The way she responded to the leaks, I think, is totally fine. There was nothing wrong with just taking the approach of, you know what, there's nothing I can do about it, so, you know, who cares?
It happened anyway. This fandom genuinely deserves nothing. Another saying how Gooseworks' last few posts on social media were basically her saying she'd been pulling all-nighters to make the finale look as perfect as possible, just for it to get leaked and a bunch of people saying it either sucked or celebrating its downfall. And this is the sort of people we're dealing with. This person complaining that Gooseworks used a song by a black man.
I do like that the guy that's talking right now, Dolan. I do like that he's currently playing Fall Guys with a goose skin. It's kind of thematic for this topic. Anyway, what are you guys complaining about now? What was that?
What we're dealing with. This person complaining that Gooseworks used a song by a black man covered by a white man in the ending of her show, attaching a video of people chanting white power. They then told in the replies to not spread misinformation, as the song was actually covered by an Asian man, not white.
What is happening?
Who cares? Oh my god, who the fuck cares? I'm sorry, but oh my goodness. That is getting ridiculous.
Is to say, sorry for the misinfo, but whatever, the tweet still stands.
Listen, guys, it was incredibly wrong, but I'm still mad. Fuck you.
Also, sorry for the misinfo, Gangalands. But the tweet still stands. What do you mean, Gangalands? One of the characters in the Digital Circus is named Gangle. Why are you naming like your viewers on Twitter or Blue Sky or wherever the hell this is Gangalands? Because if so, get a hobby. My god.
No, I don't think the tweet still stands.
No, it really doesn't.
It's complete pandemonium out there. It's devolving into just straight gobbledygook. Like that, for example. Hey, you're wrong about this. I don't care. I need something to be mad about, so I'm staying mad. Fuck you. It's just reaching absurd levels. Like, it's.
This is the most American complaints I have ever seen in my fucking life. What if their hobby is getting angry at dumb internet drama? I mean, that is the most privileged thing I've ever heard in my life. If that's the case. That is the most privileged thing I've ever heard.
Just actual wackiness out the wazoo. And what's always really interesting to me is that the biggest fans of something are the ones that want to see it fail the most. And I don't know why that happens. It's such an odd phenomenon that stretches across so many things. But like here, a lot of the tweets and stuff that were being made about it, and a lot of the people that were really upset and saying like, oh, it's complete dog shit. This is all just fucking trash. She should be embarrassed and ashamed. I knew it was going to have a terrible ending. I knew it was going to suck.
Uh-huh.
And like celebrating its downfall, those same people have made their entire identity around being a fan of this show.
Yep.
So why are they so thrilled and filled with jubilation over like...
Because now they're able to bitch and moan on the internet for internet brownie points for no fucking reason. They get nothing out of it except, I don't know, notifications. Notifications on their feed saying they got a comment, they got a reply, they got discourse. They had goofy bullshit going on that got them something. I don't know. It's freaking wild.
This leak and everything going on with it. Why? And it's not exclusive to just this community around this property. It's kind of like anything that develops a really big fan base. There are no bigger haters than the fans of these shows.
Yep.
And it just, I don't know, it doesn't compute. I don't see why, if the thing you like is getting successful, it makes you upset. You would rather see it fail. And then, like, are constantly rooting for its demise. The thing you really like, by the way. I don't get it.
This is the sort of people that we're dealing with, just absolute morons. And I think this tweet probably sums up the whole situation, saying Gooseworks is a victim of the childish, infectious rot that is internet fandom culture. An entitled, bratty, mentally deficient, and emotionally subpar group of adult consumers that eat and eat and eat and throw a tantrum because they choked on their content.
Damn, that was deep.
Another problem is that the loudest people in the fandom are all like 13 years old. And someone dug up this old tweet from Gooseworks 3 years ago saying, when this circus show comes out, I'm going to have to ask all of you to sign a waiver stating that you'll be a good fandom and not a horrendously vicious, annoying one.
Hey, congratulations on winning Fall Guys. Good job.
Otherwise, I'm going to have to make the show bad on purpose. Well, I think she has the opportunity to do one of the funniest things possible. Thanks.
I fully agree on that one. Like, it's sad, but yeah, no, like, your fan base became a raving pack of dumbasses. I'm sorry to say it, but it did.
For slopping by.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you. I don't know enough about the fandom. I just don't believe the statement that they're like the worst fandom there is right now. I can't imagine that.
Right now, maybe.
So many fandoms have just been trash lately. Okay, that's recency bias. Man, it has been this way since like the beginning of the internet.
Yeah.
When a ton of people flock to something and it grows to a certain level of success, it's always going to end in rot eventually. It's just a numbers game. There's going
Papa Nurgle loves you.
to be weirdos that get there. There's going to be freaks that get there. It happens to literally anything that gets to a certain level. It's not exclusive to just the current climate, though I will agree that in the current climate, it's kind of a competition to see who can be like the most rabid, loyal worshiper of property. Like, you want to be the biggest fan ever, like, you dedicate your life to it, they make it like a sport. I get that.
Yeah, no, that's true. It is almost like a weird sport about, like, how rabid can we get? How like, intense can we get about our fan base and all that? It's getting really annoying out there. Yeah.
But it's not like the actual fandom around things is new and the behavior is new. It has been there for so long. Which mainstream fandom do you believe is the most toxic fandom out there? Ooh, that's a really interesting question. Oh, that's a really good question. There's so many good options. Especially when it comes to anime. Or things like Genshin.
In history, I think the most toxic one and the most rabid, MLP was not exactly a toxic one. Steven Universe was, but I think the worst one was Homestuck. I think that was the really bad one. My Hero Academia is pretty bad, but that one's a little different. Homestuck though was real bad. I never got into that one either, but even before like getting into the internet, even before getting into all this like internet slop drama shit that I'm like diving into these days, even I knew about the bullshit that the Homestuck community did. For instance, like taking highlighter, I think it was, or like permanent marker baths in order to dye their skin to match the characters, taking on whole personalities of these characters who are, let's be perfectly honest, the characters are horrible. Like, they're horrible people. Not that it's that bad for characters and all that, but it's bad in the sense of like, you don't want to emulate these characters. Jumping into a pool with all that makeup, yep, that's true. If you want to get even more toxic, the Knets, a Korean fan base of Eternal Return, costed Dotavu a job. Jesus. Like I said, friggin' fan bases are toxic, violent situation. I always go back to the what's it called? Men in Black quote. A person is a calm, rational, fantastic being. People are dumb, wild, stupid animals. It's our community. It's how we work as a community. It seems like the more we have of like-minded people, the more stupid we become.
Impact, like gotcha communities. There are so many like banger options. It actually might be Snyder Cult. It actually genuinely might be the Snyder Cult. They
Snyder?
go ballistic. There was also that one Snyder Cult member who literally stalked people at like conventions and stuff if they talked shit about like the Snyderverse. It might be them.
The Snyder Cult? What the hell's that? I haven't heard of that one.
They are super weird. That fandom moved on to Gachi Akata and are now harassing that author. True, dank it.
Oh, yes, the Gachi Akata fandom. That's another rough one. Oh, yeah, that poor author. Holy Christ. Yeah, that's a rough one. Yeah, Kairana, yeah.
And wait, that's so true. Well, I don't know about it being the My Hero community that moved to Gachi Akata, but the Gachi Akata fans, they are vicious. To the author, it's like herself. It's crazy. Mm-hmm. They are just so mean to her.
It's almost like they want to bully her to the point that she just gives up on the entire project, and so they can get mad that there's not going to be any more of their project.
Telling her how she should write it, what her story actually is and should be. It's fucking
what her characters, and not just what her characters like identities are, what her own identity is. I remember seeing that there was a post that popped up where people were saying that, oh, by the way, Kairana's pronouns are they them, so please respect that. And then she replied to that, since when? Just like, I'm sorry, I have no problem with the pronoun thing, but that's for you yourself. You don't apply that to other people. You definitely don't apply that to other people's creations. In a fan canon thing, you can, as long as you also realize that that's not the canon. Oh my god.
Gross. Yeah, that's a good one actually.
Yeah. Anyway, that's the end of the video there, right? But like, yeah, no. Fandoms are wild. It is so fucked up. When people project their headcanons on real people, yep, that's the really fucked up one. Those are the really fucked up ones. Like, they're people. Let people be who they are. Let people actually just live. Let people create the things they want to create. Let people think the ways they want to think. As long as they're legitimately not physically hurting somebody or emotionally hurting somebody, like legitimately, leave them the fuck alone. Let them do their thing. Please, for the love of everything. God. What? Hey, did you enjoy that? Was it funny? Well, come and check it out live over on twitch.tv/freeform_art. Make sure you put the _art. We have lots of fun there. We enjoy ourselves, and we want to see you over there. So come on and hang out. See you in a bit.